Section D. Theories of Deviance.
Well, now that you know something about deviance, you may be wondering why so many people continue to violate norms and laws, regardless of control systems. Thankfully, we've got some pretty great theories to consider to help us think about that. These theories provide different ways of understanding why deviant behavior is ever present in society. Since these theories consider different aspects of deviance, some of the theories may fit together, while others may offer conflicting explanations. Deviance is complicated. The 5 theories we'll look at are conflict theory, functional theory, labeling theory, differential association theory, and Merton's theory of anomie, a concept built upon Durkheim's own theory of anomie.
Conflict theory.
Let's see if we can apply our concept of conflict theory to deviance.
We define the social conflict perspective like this. The organization of society and the changes in society can be explained by the conflicts inherent to many social relations.
Think of the conflict perspective this way. There are countless social groups in society. Remember what social groups are? Social groups are collections of people who interact on the micro level. Each of these social groups has its own interests, and not all groups are going to have similar interests. In fact, the interests of one group may conflict with those of another. Now, what does this conflict perspective of sociology have to do with deviance?
First off, the conflict perspective asserts that social change and progress occur as a result of conflict among social groups. Deviant behavior may represent a challenge to dominant social groups. In other words, the deviant behavior of one social group may be a demand for a change of norms through the challenge of existing norms.
According to Selin, deviance indicates a struggle between social groups, and each of these social groups has varying amounts of social power. The group with the most power tends to control the norms of society. This is the conflict theory of deviance.
Second point here. The ruling class determines what deviant behaviors will be punished and dealt with by a formal social control system. One way of understanding this conflict is at the macro level of sociology.
The macro level, you remember, deals with less observable social relations or distant social processes. And the ruling class is the dominant political and economically powerful group within a society.
Since the ruling class controls the governmental and economic power, it has the largest part in deciding what is considered deviant behavior within its society. Often, those outside this power structure will find behaviors acceptable or even desirable that the ruling class considers to be deviant. These less powerful groups then find themselves subject to punishment in a formal social control system for things that they consider acceptable.
Conflict can also occur within a single institution or organization, not just between two vastly different groups like the ruling class and a group lacking power. Conflict can also occur within an organization. Take the United States Republican Party. Within that particular group, there is a struggle between Christian right conservatives and traditional fiscal policy conservatives. Each of them wants to control the party. And in the Democratic Party, a similar struggle exists between the liberal Democrats that represent the traditional party base and the more fiscally conservative centrist wing.
Thus, deviance also can occur within a social group if conflict or power struggles exist within that group.
So the conflict theory of deviance has to do with power. Everyone likes power.
Power is a multi-layered phenomenon. Power is the ability to get others to do something against their will. This type of power is also called overt power. Power is also the ability to set the parameters in which people make decisions. And this type of power is called covert power.
Those who control the power determine, to some extent, what is deviant.
Often, groups that lack power may act in ways they consider acceptable or appropriate. But these ways may be labeled deviant by those who control the power. And that is how you apply the conflict perspective to deviance. What's next?